Hey folks, I'm Alan. I got more responses than I thought I was going to from that first video. I confess it took me a couple of days to get back around to it and take a look and see the responses and read through them. I was not sure what that was going to look like. Um, like some of you, I've been keeping up with the news, and it occurred to me that maybe folks don't know where to look for the news that I follow, for the information that I get, or just don't have a good idea of what they can do right now. Uh, so that's what this video is about. All right, because if you're like me, if you're anything like me at all, you have people. You've got family, friends, and loved ones of every color and every creed, every prefix, preference, and pronoun. And every single one of them is in danger right now. And it feels awful. It twists at my guts. So here's a list of what you can do. And hopefully some folks find this useful. First and foremost, we cannot despair. All right? We need to reach out to one another. Just that community cannot be underemphasized. Reach out to each other. Please. All right? We must persist and we must continue to speak up and speak out. What follows next is what you've heard a lot, and it still remains true. All right? Reach out to your congressmen and your senators. This has to happen. You need to tell them no funding for ICE. Like, it's not something on which we can move. Demand for the impeachment of Kristi Noem, Pam Bondi, and Donald Trump. These are things to ask for. These are things to demand. These are things that are necessary. These are things that you can do without having to leave your home, without putting yourselves in danger of being out in a group or a crowd where you're going to get tear gassed or shot in the face with a canister. All right? Professor Scott Galloway, has a resist and unsubscribe movement. I'll leave links in the descriptions. Um, but it's a good idea. All right. Uh, if you can put off buying things from Amazon, do that. Shop locally. If you can unsubscribe from Amazon, Netflix, Uber, Galloway has a whole list. Then do that. All right. He makes a good point that these people listen to their wallets. And so in the wallet is where we have to hit them. I will leave him and his website to better give instructions and explain on the unsubscribe and resist movement. As far as news goes, I've got a whole list. Let me just pull that up here and read that down. And again, these are all links that I'll include below. All right. But you've got Secular Talk with Kyle Kulinski. He can get a little whiny sometimes, but he has good information. Hassan Piker, can't say enough good things about him. Find him over at Hasanabi. Philip DeFranco has been my go-to for years. Also some really great information. Sam Cedar over at the Majority Report gives some really solid news with some really good perspectives. All right. The Midas Touch, I have to usually listen to them at like 2x speed. Their lead guy, whose name currently escapes me, he speaks very low and very slow, and it drives me up the wall unless I'm listening to it at 2x. But then they do give good information, and it can be useful for staying up to date. You've got the Bulwark, which is newer. And again, that guy's name escapes me, but it's good, current, up-to-date information. You have a young man named Adam Mockler. He's like 21 or 22. stellar human being, very, very sharp, really good in a debate, and also excellent news coverage. Francesca Fiorentini. I originally ran into her over on the TOIT network, and she is a sassy woman. She is also very, very well informed. As far as TYT itself goes, I was a follower and a watcher of them for a while, but they've taken some unfortunate decisions in direction, and so I no longer use them for my news. That being said, the Damage Report with John Idarola, very good. John's a sharp guy. Brian Taylor Cohen, I'm really conflicted about Brian. He has good news. He has good sources. I think there was some news about him that made me a little concerned about how he's sourced or how he's supported. Brian is astonishingly successful and slick for someone who's this young in this medium, and so I remain like he has good news, but I like to fact check what I get from Brian from other sources. And then you have Heather Cox Richardson. She's actually a political historian, and she covers the news. And it's from a different perspective, which I have found useful. All right. So, and again, I will include all of these links down below. Set yourself a timer. I have one of these. I set it for an hour. That's how much news I give myself, and then I have to step away so it doesn't rot out my brain. But most importantly, you're not alone. All right. The world is in fact really crazy. You have not lost your mind. It is a scary damn place right now, and you are not alone. If you have that feeling like, is just the whole world gone mad, or is it just me? It's a valid question. And the really honest truth of the matter is that the world is pretty crazy right now. And again, that's why I circle back to the idea to that suggestion of reaching out to the people around you. Now more than ever is a time where community is needed. Like really, really needed. Isolation and despair are the great enemies. All right? Stay as informed as you can in a healthy way, and that's hard. Trust me, I know. Follow the news that you find that you can engage with and you can speak to. Share it. All right? Like I have a lot of data in my head, and it's useful to me, but not necessarily to other folks. So take a look at these different news outlets and pick the ones that, give you the information that you're looking for and help you stay up to date, and then really digest and share that information. And I know that that's scary. It's scary getting into arguments with people, but that's what we have to do right now. Anyway, that's all I got. I just got off work. It's 8 a.m. for me over here, and it's already been a long day. I will see you folks around. I'll see you next time. And as always, please stay safe out there.